Today, I'm gonna get away from the green that's usually on the channel and bring in some orange equipment. I think when it comes to lawn care, every lawnmower has a partner, and that partner is a weed eater, trimmer, whatever you want to call it, weed whacker. I have sitting here a Stihl FS91R. This is my choice for a trimmer. I'm super happy with the decision to purchase one of these. And I want to do basically a video as an overview of the Stihl Trimmers, some basics about them, common things that they all share, and just some points that I think Stihl does that is pretty cool. Maybe you're looking at getting something like this and are just curious as to what they have going for them. So I'm going to just do this as a basic overview, jump in, show a little bit of accessories for them, my opinion about it. This isn't going to be a video outlining all the specifications of the FS91R itself. This is just an overview of the Stihl Trimmer line. So first I want to talk about some of the basics about this piece of equipment that I find pretty cool. We'll start here at the engine. So Stihl makes many different trimmers. There are, I want to say they just have actually two lines. They have a homeowner line and then they have a professional line. Homeowner trimmers are a lower horsepower. Most of them have a curved shaft. Once you get into the professional level, you start getting the bigger engine. You get more straight shaft. You're not really going to see any curved shaft in the professional line. And you get to where you see the brush cutters, clearing saws, bigger equipment like that. The FS91R is the second step up on the professional end. You get bigger engine, straight shaft. The engines range anywhere from 0.87 horse all the way up to 3 3/4 horse from homeowner all the way up to professional. The engines themselves have what they call an easy start system. So there's a primer bulb, you push that like I think 8 times, which seems excessive generally on a lot of lawnmowers and stuff. They have like 3 pumps and it's usually good. But I want to say it actually says in the owner's manual like 8 pumps for these, which I actually kind of find to be true. Usually 8 pumps on choke, 1 pull, it'll start right up. So pretty easy. The choke on it's pretty neat too. If you have it set on full choke, once you get it started and it's running, when you pull the trigger, you can see it moves right off a choke to open throttle. So it's really easy there, getting this thing started. On the professional line, the spark plug's covered, that primer bulb, it's shielded. These things are built so that they're pretty well protected. You don't really have anything out in the open. Moving up, for safety purposes, there is a trigger interlock. When you grip it, it pushes that down and then you can pull the throttle. Otherwise, the throttle's locked. Just a nice little safety feature, and it doesn't really get in the way like a lot of safety features. Unlike the seat safety on these, lawn tractors and the reverse implement safety, all that stuff is very annoying. This is pretty easy. Your stop button is right there, right where your trigger is and all that. Easy to get to. You don't got to reach back here like a lot of other trimmers that I've used. It's usually back on the engine to stop it. Really convenient being right there. Moving forward even more, we have here the ring handle. So the FS91R, the R is what gives it this handle. There are many other models. A lot of them will have different designations at the end. Each of those designations, and there's a chart, is what special features each trimmer has. So you can get this with bike handles, which are wider handles, so your brush cutters and clearing saws are going to have that. And just depending on the model, it's going to give different things. There might be ergonomic enhancements. Some might be lighter than others, depending. So it's just different depending on your model. Of course, moving forward even more, this is a straight shaft model. A lot of them are straight shaft. All of them in the Pro line are, and I think there's like 1 or 2 maybe in the homeowner line that are. But straight shaft is nice. They're definitely more durable than the curved shaft. You don't have, you know, a wire in there that's being bent, twisting around. So you get a lot more power out of these and more reliability, in my opinion. I gotta say, this is probably the first straight shaft one that I've ever used. A lot of the other trimmers that I've ever used have all been curved shaft, and they work all right. But I figured, you know, if I'm gonna buy the equipment, I might as well buy good quality and get a straight shaft. You know, all of that, you know, goes into the longevity of the equipment, and, you know, just in the long run saves you money. So I just recently cleaned this up, got it looking good for the video, so you can kind of see everything. The bottom of the guard here is still a little dirty, but that's all right. There is here a little bolt that I think is pretty cool. I've never seen a trimmer where you could actually grease the head this easily. These come with this little wrench. Every chainsaw that they sell comes with something like this, but basically you can unscrew that, and then they sell this Super Lube FS, and this is essentially the gear oil, well, gear grease that goes into there. The heads of these thread right into the head of this, and then you can squeeze grease in there. So it's super convenient. I thought that was pretty cool. One thing I want to point out about these, this is a metal tube, this is a vinyl tube. If you can find the vinyl, definitely go with that one. The metal tube, it can get a little cut in it. Like I have a little cut back here, and it kind of leaks a little bit of the grease out of there, and whenever I try to squeeze grease into the head of this, some comes out the back, and it's very annoying. So it just makes a mess. This one, you're not gonna have that issue. So there is less in the vinyl tube, but I would probably prefer to just use vinyl over the metal, even though it's a little less. And one thing you might be worried about when you're buying something like this is, hey, I have a bunch of property, I need to clear out some brush in a certain area. However, I do not want to spend the amount of money that it costs for one of the big clearing saws. I want to say their biggest one costs like $1,500 or something. I may be wrong. It may actually even be more than that. I know it's a lot. However, you can upgrade these to do some brush clearing. So say for the most part something in this range, which I want to say this one's like 1.5 or a little less than 1.5 horse. I can't remember exactly. But something like this has plenty of power for any kind of residential work. Any amount of grass, you know, tall grass that you need to, you know, take down, this is going to be absolutely great for it. However, like I said, if you only want to spend something at this price point, you can always upgrade it to be able to clear brush. Stihl makes upgrades that you can do that. So on the guard for it, they actually put markings here to show you what type of attachment you can use with what guard. Now the one that comes on it, it only shows that you can use trimmer line. That's what they recommend. Obviously, you can do whatever you want. However, they do make this extended guard, and it has this piece that goes on the bottom also. Put that on there, and then you can do more. So you can use the tri-blade, or they have like a quad blade, which I think is like a grass cutting blade. But it gives you more options of things that you can do with it. If you don't use this black guard, it's showing here that you can't do trimmer line, which you can do whatever you want. Again, if you put this black guard on it, then you can use trimmer line. I haven't used this guard. I've only used this with the tri-blade. It's not really needed, so I haven't used it. But you can upgrade that, and then you can use something like this, a tri-blade, and do some brush cutting. Now, this is the smaller of the two tri-blades. You can get the bigger one if you want, but I figured slightly smaller trimmer, slightly less power, be better off with the smaller blade. And let me tell you, this thing is awesome. I used it a little bit for a lot of brush that I needed to clear out near my road, and it did a really good job. So I definitely recommend these if you're looking to get a little bit more use than just grass trimming out of one of these. Now you could always go for a saw blade. They have a grass cutting blade, as I mentioned, anything like that. You just got to be careful. They don't really recommend using any kind of brush cutting or, you know, clearing blades with ones like this that have the ring handle. If you get the FS91, I want to say that's the one that comes with the bike handles. They usually I want you to have the handlebar versions if you're going to be using any kind of saw blade or anything like that. So just keep that in mind, but it is cool. It's easy to do. You just take that head off and then bolt a couple new pieces on and you're good to go. You can change it back however you want. It's easy. Gonna move up a little more now to the trimmer line. So these come with this standard orange Stihl trimmer line. It works pretty good. I used all that was in it, but I did buy, when I got this thing, I got some of this CF3 Pro line, and this stuff I gotta say is awesome. This got through about everything that I could put at it, other than where it got to be a little too thick that I needed to move up to that tri-blade. Stuff is super durable, so if you're clearing around fences, rocks, anything like that, this is gonna last really well for you. I haven't really tried any other string because this lasts quite a while and I haven't had a need to get new string yet. And honestly, I think next time it comes time for new string, I'm just gonna go with this again. So pretty cool. Last thing I wanna talk about is the Stihl HP Ultra Oil. Some people don't like this stuff. Some people, for whatever reason, just don't like using a company's own oil. Me personally, if a company recommends their own oil, I'm gonna put it in it. I buy John Deere oil for that. I'm gonna be putting, well, I do put Stihl oil in this. Honda generator, I put Honda oil in that. Like anything like that when it's brand new equipment, I'm gonna use what they recommend just because it's brand new, so like why not? If it's something that's 15 years old, go for it, use whatever. But me personally, I like using the stuff that they recommend. And when you buy this, it basically doubles the warranty that Stihl gives you, so why not? I unfortunately end up using warranties more than I'd like to, so I'll do that just to save myself some headaches down the road if it arises. But yeah, that's about all I'm gonna say for this thing right now. As I said, I want this to just be kind of a basic overview. Show you, some basic points about this piece of equipment. Maybe you're wondering, if you can do, brush cutting and clearing with one of these. So you definitely can. And if you keep watching, I'll be getting more videos out about use of this thing. I have a GoPro mount coming in that I'll be able to get the GoPro on here. So I'm going to be cutting down some tall grass. I'm letting some tall grass grow up out there. I'll be cutting that down, and then I don't really have too much brush I need to take down, but I think I have a friend that has some brush that I might be able to take down a little bit for him just to get some video. But yeah, then I'll do a video changing out, to the tri-blade head. We'll do some yearly maintenance, spark plug, fuel filter, all that. So yeah, stay tuned. Hopefully this helped in some kind of way. Maybe didn't, wasn't really meant to. It's just, like I said, an overview. But at any rate, take it easy. Have a good one.